Ah, I feel the magic. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Katherine Young and I'm a creative. In today's video, we are going to try out 3 Halloween superstitions based on antique Halloween postcards. And then also in this video, we are going to show some of my collection of spiritualism items, spooky items, divination items. I've had some requests for that, so this is the perfect video to show off my collection. And let's get started right here. This gorgeous robe is an antique Oddfellows robe. I picked this up on a trip to Maine. It is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I feel like this has a lot of magic still in it, a lot of spiritual vibes. I love the Oddfellows. I collect different items from the Oddfellows. I have this gorgeous book about the Oddfellows. And this is copyright 1887. I am slowly but surely building up my Oddfellows collection. I have a few other small little items, and I look forward to finding more pieces in the wild, although I don't know if anything can top this robe. Now, I love Halloween, I love vintage, I love spooky, ooky spiritualism, and I love, love, love paper, ephemera, and illustrations. So Halloween postcards is just a Venn diagram of all those things together. I have a very large Halloween postcard collection, and so today's Halloween superstitions are going to be based off 3 of those postcards. And the first one we're going to do is a superstition about apple peeling. Now, honestly, a lot of the superstitions that I find from Halloween back at turn of the century were really about finding the person that you were going to marry, which makes a lot of sense because back in the day, women didn't have options like we do today to become fabulous cat ladies. So I have a bit of a modern advantage. I am going to use an apple peeler, but y'all, I never peel apples. I just bite right into them, so I'm not going to be good at this anyways. But it really looks like the superstition is you take the apple peels and then you throw them over your shoulder and you see the initials or the names of who you're going to marry. So let's try it out. Oh, I'm going to get yelled at in the comments. People are going to say I'm doing this wrong. I don't know what I'm doing, which is totally fair. Okay, we got our first peel. All right, keep going. Oh, and there's another one. Okay, I want to do a really long one. Is that probably not possible? I probably can't. Okay, I'm going to try, see if I can get a long one. Can I get a long one? Can I get a long one? Come on, come on. Oh, that's a pretty long one. Okay. Okay, let's see how this turned out.
Oh, Captain Jack, what did you see? Oh, do you see that? Do you think it's Captain Jack? I'm pretty sure it means Captain Jack.
I absolutely see Captain Jack in those peels. I see it. Do you see it? So I don't know if Captain Jack approves of that or not. Now, as I said previously, I love spooky ephemera. And one of the really neat spooky ephemera pieces you can find are these small little dream books. These are from right around turn of the century. The graphics on them are gorgeous. And inside they have all kinds of tricks and magic. A lot of it is about finding your true love, but I just love these. These books are so amazing. I also love finding these little fortune-telling pieces. Anything I can find related to fortune-telling, I love. Like this piece here. This is a antique advertising card for a hypnotist. They would have printed their information in those blank spots. And kind of along the lines of Halloween postcards, you can find postcards that have horoscopes in them. This is my birthday month. You can find postcards that have like black cats for luck. And you can find postcards that show palmistry or reading tea leaves. So you can definitely find postcards from turn of the century that showcase spiritualism. Now, I also love spiritual books. So this is awesome. Pathway to Spiritual Powers. It's a little pocket book, Christianity based. I love this book. Now, this is a book for mourners. I believe it's from the 1840s. Absolutely gorgeous, little tiny pocket piece you would give to someone whose loved one passed away. And look at these beauties. Oof, these are so good. But my absolute favorite piece of ephemera that has to do with fortune telling is this palmistry guide. Now, this is the real deal, y'all. This is what people copy today, and they want items to look like this because this is the authentic thing. So this book is copyrighted 1894, and it is just fantastic. I mean, look at that. Isn't that fantastic? Oh, isn't that just spooky and wonderful? Tells you what the different lines mean. This entire guide is absolutely the belle of the ball, the gem of my collection. I stumbled upon it this year at the Oddities and Curiosities Expo, and I knew that was probably the only chance I would ever have to pick this up. So I am so glad I grabbed this. So the next superstition we're going to try is some candle magic. Now, this says, let the candle grease drip and drop into the water while it's hot, and the floating grease will form the name of your partner in the marriage game. Cupid's disguised as a witch Halloween, in all the games played, his hand can be seen. Okay, so we're gonna take a candle and we're gonna drip it into some water. We'll just see what the outcome is. I have no idea if this is gonna work, so wish me luck, y'all. So I think the trick with this is to kind of hold it so that the flame is melting off the wax of the candle, kind of hold it tipped down a little bit. I think that's the trick. I think that's how you get more wax to drip. Ooh, this is kind of working. This is kind of neat. I didn't know if this would do anything or if it would work out, but things are definitely floating around and things are sticking together. So I don't know. It might be spelling out who I'm meant to be with. Okay, I think that's pretty good. We'll see. Hey, Cat and Jack, do you want to check this out?
Captain Jack Sparrow seems pretty unimpressed by this whole thing. But I don't know about you. I possibly see an S for sparrow and maybe a Y. What do you see?
And really all these superstitions are about is fortune telling. And one of my absolute favorite items for fortune telling that also happens to be ephemera are fortune telling cards. Now, I personally read tarot. I have my own decks that I read, but I collect vintage fortune telling cards and vintage tarot cards. I love them so much, and I find it so fascinating how some are seen as more serious and used, and some are seen as more of a game. There is just this whole spectrum of fortune telling cards, and I'll share with you some of my favorites. Now, this deck right here is actually incomplete. I got it as a gift from my friend Heather from Antique Agenda, and it is absolutely worse for wear. The cards have tape on them. They also have notes on them that the reader used to give themselves like intuitive notes on the cards. I mean, just in horrible shape. And I absolutely love this deck. It is one of my absolute favorites, if not my favorite, because it tells a story. It tells the story of somebody who read these cards a lot. And I know they loved them, and so that's why I cherish them as well. And these are very much like the classic Rider-Waite cards with no border. Then speaking of fortune-telling cards as a game, this is a Gypsy Queen game. And so it does have its instructions inside, and its cards actually have never been punched apart. It's actually basically a new old stock piece. This was a really exciting find for me to pick up at auction a few years ago. I have two decks from around the 1930s, 1920s that I absolutely love, and stylistically they're very different. Now, I actually saw this deck at the Office of Collecting and Design, and I've been coveting it ever since I saw it, and I finally was able to snag it for myself. And I think the design of the cards is just gorgeous. Now, it does come with its directions card. It has a wish card. And I think the designs of the different cards are stunning. Particularly the Miss Florida card cracks me up as a former Floridian. Now, this deck relies more on the advertisement of the man pictured in the middle. His name is Ingalls, and it claims he is the greatest fortune teller in the world. So that is kind of like celebrity marketing, which I find fascinating. These cards have such a beautiful design on the back. It's almost like an astrology zodiac. And then the front faces of the cards look like that. And my absolute favorite deck of fortune-telling cards is this 1897 Black Cat fortune-telling game. I have the original box. I also have the original cards and the instructions. So gorgeous. Now, I paid up for that. A lot of these items are very expensive. I'm always looking for a deal, but this one was a more expensive purchase, probably the most expensive one on the table, but so worth it. I also have a newer version of the cat cards. I believe this one is like 40s, but it's really cool to have that turn of the century full completed game. It is absolutely stunning. And one of the best parts about it is Parker Brothers is from Salem, Massachusetts. Isn't that just all the spooky vibes? Oh, come here, sweetheart. Wouldn't be one of my videos without a cat in it, now would it? Oh, he's fallen asleep and he's purring. He definitely is not awake enough for this right now, but I need him to participate. Oh, look at him, he's trying to cuddle in. So, while Captain Jack is hanging out, let's do the last superstition. Now, I saw this postcard and I laughed so hard. I've never seen this superstition before. It was totally new to me. And it says, on Halloween, your ball of yarn from out the window fling, and he who is to be your fate will come to wind the string. I think that is perfect. I think it's going to work out great. And this childless cat lady is going to try it out.
The kitties were very anxious to have some playtime. They are definitely string kitties, so I kind of started out by just getting them warmed up with playing with the string part. And once they got a little squirrely and had a little fun with the string, that's when I thought maybe we could switch over to throwing the ball of yarn and seeing if they would bring it back. Lily was definitely having a great time. She is by far the string kitty of the household, so this was a lot of fun for her.
Go get it! Go get it! No? Come on! Come on! Bring it back! Come on! Bring it back! Oh, is it working? Are you bringing it back? Oh, victory is ours!
Well, that didn't quite work out. These cats I have don't quite play fetch, but we had a good time playing anyways. And last, but certainly not least, I have fortune-telling teacups. This gorgeous teacup was actually gifted to me by my friend Heather at Antique Agenda. She knows my style so well. Now, I would say this cup is probably closer to mid-century, 30s, 40s, or 50s, but it is really, really stunning. I love the graphics in this cup. So neat. And the next fortune-telling teacup I have is by Ainsley. And what I love about this one is if you had this on display on a shelf, you couldn't tell that it was a fortune-telling teacup. The fortune-telling part was actually hidden so that this teacup could be kind of secretive. So somebody who is doing the divination work of the reading the tea leaves, people wouldn't necessarily know. So the inside of the cup does have cards, and oftentimes cards align with the different tarot cards with their meanings when they're read. But I absolutely love this piece. This is a 1920s cup. Love it so much. And I'm looking out for the 1920s Ainsley cup that has like the symbols and not necessarily the cards. So that's the one I'm still on the lookout for. And this is a postcard, fortune-telling teacup postcard. And underneath, it has instructions on how to do it. So you can pull this out, and that's instructions on how to read your tea leaves. Isn't that great? I love this. And that is it, y'all. I hope you had so much fun with today's video, because I know I did. And if you like vintage, thrifting, creative projects, and more, please subscribe. And if you ring that bell, you'll be the first to know when I next upload. All right, that's it, y'all. Happy spooky season, and stay creative, and bye!